Good morning. Don Keith on the Diary of a Psychotic video blog. This video blog is brought to you by New Balance. Don't think you're an athlete, be one. All right. Problems are solved by a certain method. It's not the scientific method. Sometimes you can get lucky and the solution will be presented right in front of you. But the solutions to problems can be either as simple as being right under your nose, or, it's one answer to a problem. Or it could be complicated like string theory or quantum physics, with a bunch of formulas and a lot of additions and a lot of subtractions and a lot of trial and error, and finally you solve the problem. That can get expensive. So people tend to lose patience, and they don't really want to use their patience, because it's kind of like, you go to the well in the morning and you fill the bucket up with water. Well, sometimes patience is like that too. All right, and you can use the water sparingly all day, taking a sip here and there. But once in a while, you wake up and all of a sudden, all these people are gathered around the well and they're taking buckets and they're running to something. And you look over and you go, fire! And everybody runs with their buckets and they put out the fire. Well, so much for your patience, right? Your patience is gone by that time. Okay. So you get what we had on 9/11. People say, remember 9/11? And I'm like, yeah, remember 9/11? Yeah. Yeah. Something we'd actually like to forget, but the lessons that are the most tragic are the ones that we should take to heart. All right. Remember how I tell you about January 6th and how people were really disgusted with the government and they tried to break down Congress and everything? And that means that people were very upset. You think? They were very, very, very upset. Well, tearing down the government is not the answer, all right? If you'll read in the Declaration of Independence, it says the people have the right to alter or abolish the government as they see fit. That the power of the government relies in the hands of the regular person, all right? And that's what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about what I call civil ignorance. Now, civil ignorance means that you don't know how the government works, so you don't try. Or you don't believe that the government works, so you never try. That's willful ignorance. Just because you don't know how something works doesn't mean that you can't avail yourself of its use. All right? So we wrote into the Constitution the ability for everybody to have their voice. The republic depends on your voice. All right? You got to get out there and be actively involved. Actively educate yourself to what's going on around you, okay? For instance, don't keep walking by that pile of trash. Don't walk by that pile of trash. If you know how it's supposed to be collected up and picked up, get a hold of the local authorities. And if you don't know who that is, find out. Civil ignorance is when you don't care what's going on around you or the next guy. That's civil ignorance. You want a good example of civil ignorance? Get in your car and go out into a traffic jam. All right? This is how civil ignorance takes place. It's people, they get fed up, their patience is all gone. They went to the well in the morning. Remember the fire? Okay. Remember that? Remember 9/11? People stopped paying attention to anything but where they had to go, what they had to do. And let me get this done. Get out of my way. I want it done. There's 8 billion people on the planet now. We're getting close together. We piss each other off when we do that. So then you get somebody like Adolf Hitler or Donald Trump. And they have civil ignorance as a tool. But most tools are things like hammers, wrenches, and stuff. You can pick that up and hit somebody with it. That's when it's used as a weapon. Okay? So if he gives somebody like Adolf Hitler tools, what's he do with it? Builds the V2 buzz bomb. Or he incites a riot and breaks down the doors of Congress. He uses civil ignorance as a tool or a weapon. Don't let people use civil ignorance as a tool or a weapon. That's what civil ignorance is. It's when you lose your patience and you don't care about what's going on or what the results are going to be or what the outcome is going to be. And historically, you're not going to be able to correct it. Think we can correct 9/11? You're wrong. We can't. They built another structure there. Bet that isn't the World Trade Center anymore. Okay? If you don't have anything to lose, don't double up your fists if you don't have anything to lose, because that's civil ignorance. Okay? All right. Don't lose your patience with the next guy. All right? He could be suffering from civil ignorance too. All right? The example of civil ignorance, just remember that. You go into the well to get your bucket of water for the day, which is your patience and your knowledge and your history and everything you've learned. Don't be civilly ignorant. Don't take your bucket back to your house. Take your bucket with everybody else and fight the fire. Okay? Don Keith with the Diary of a civilly ignorant madman, psychotic. Diary of a Psychotic. Brought to you by New Balance. Don't think you're an athlete. Be one.